Alex, and I'm joined by Cobra, Cesar, and Billy. Say hello,
That's
everyone.
the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, the volunteer Yinzer has arrived. How you doing, everyone? It's good to see you.
Doing good. Doing
Pretty
good.
awesome.
All right.
So, first up with the last opponent tournament over, it is going to be Gunther facing John Cena on Saturday's main event December 13th after defeating LA Knight, which this was not a surprise because it was rumored before, confirmed it was Gunther, and then we decided this ridiculous tournament instead of just saying it was Gunther. But what do you guys think of Gunther being confirmed and then backtracking on a tournament? I'm going to start with Cobra, then go Billy, and then go Cesar, and the order of who was in here.
So, first off, I did not want Gunther. Not gonna lie, Gunther did not really need that big boost. To say the least, he's already a successful superstar. He's a world champion. There are better opponents for him to be pushed upon. I didn't think he needed the rub on John Cena. However, so if you're saying, oh, it's not Gunther, then who? Well, LA Knight definitely would have been a great pick. He definitely needs that. Definitely needs that rub. He needs a title. He needs a WWE title, for fuck's sake. But in my opinion, there was a certain person in NXT who definitely needed that huge boost, who wanted that huge boost, and all you have to do is say his name, and he appears. Because we believe in Joe Hendry. Yep, I wanted Joe Hendry as the final opponent for John Cena, not whomever they picked, which was Gunther. So there's that. That's my opinion.
Billy, what's your opinion of Gunther facing John Cena on Saturday Night's main event?
Not a surprise, actually. Although I would have liked Joe Hendry to take the mid spot in the tournament, like the second time he played inside the tournament. But my proposal for John Cena's final match is a submission match against Gunther. Because remember, Gunther says he's going to make John Cena give up, even though it already happens with famous child and women respecter Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Cesar, what's your opinion on Gunther facing John Cena at Saturday Night's main event?
I did not want it either, but it is what it is. I would agree with Billy, who said it could be a submission match. But reason why I don't want Gunther is yeah, he's a world champion. He was a world champion, and he's been having these when he is a champion. He's been having these long reigns. So next time he's champion, he's probably gonna have another long reign, whenever that is. Who I wanted it to be? I mean, yeah, I liked LA Knight. Yeah, I would have liked Joe Hendry. Jimmy, no, not really.
No, definitely not the Usos, Cesar. I would not.
Definitely not. Definitely not Sami Zayn or Solo. Not even as MFTs. Solo's MFTs, that is. Who else? I would have liked Carmelo Hayes, because he was he's kind of like the Black John Cena. So people want to digress on that, but we'll disagree on that. But give Carmelo Hayes a chance against John Cena. I mean, I would have liked it. Other than that, other ones out there would probably Trick or Javon. But now Javon's getting something else, which we'll probably get to that later. Obafemi would have been awesome too. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree with everybody. I didn't like the tournament because it was already announced that Gunther
Wait,
was going
hold
to
on.
be.
Sorry, Alex, but can I add another opponent for somebody who would have been good?
Yeah, shoot for the stars.
Ilya Dragunov and his stupid neck tattoo.
Ooh.
Ilya Dragunov is too busy playing El Grande Americano, unfortunately.
No, that's Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh,
That's
okay,
really Kaiser, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the tournament idea. Gunther was already confirmed before the tournament even happened, so I don't know if this was a John Cena move that he told them, "Hey, let's just have a tournament anyways," even though Gunther's already my opponent announced to set this main event and make it look like I wanted it to happen. But we knew it was going to be Gunther.
I think John Cena said something to, I call him Trips, Triple H, and said that I would like to have a person that a superstar that earns it and not be handpicked. So
Yeah,
he
same
came
thing
up with
here.
this tournament, and of course, Triple H didn't turn that down. So there you go.
Yeah,
It's definitely interesting. But tournament was fun to watch. It was definitely a lot of great matches. We had some returns, obviously, of Zack Ryder, Nick Nemeth coming back as Dolph Ziggler. You know, we had some NXT talent come up as well. So definitely was a fun tournament. Definitely hope we see this again. Maybe with AJ Styles, if he doesn't have his own tour lined up for next year, who he gets to face. Because we don't know yet if he's actually retiring or what his tour is going to be next year. Because there's too many guys retiring next year.
yeah. We just said, AJ Styles, but also Shinsuke Nakamura is
Samoa
also
Joe.
retiring. Yep.
There's too many. Just too many. So I don't know if we're just gonna have a retirement tour for AJ Styles and then just have him retire with one last
Could
match.
have it, yeah.
But
Probably have a phenomenal tournament or something. One last phenomenal tournament.
yeah, we
Phenomenal.
shall see when the year flips over to 2026. Cesar mentioned this earlier, but Saturday we had NXT Deadline where we had the men's Iron Survivor Challenge and the women's Iron Survivor Challenge, which ended up being Kendall Gray winning the women's and Javon Evans winning the men's, and Femi getting back the NXT Championship. And at the end of the show, we saw a shocking and surprising return from the Dawn of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. He came back, stared down Femi, and took out Javon Evans, basically putting his target on the back of the Nigerian giant of Obafemi and saying, "I'm coming for you." Same orders last time, Billy, Cobra, Billy, and Cesar. What are your thoughts on Deadline, and do you think Tony D'Angelo is capable of winning the NXT title from Obafemi?
I think so.
Can I go last because I got a scathing rant?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, that'd be perfectly fine. But the problem is Obafemi. If Obafemi does lose, then call him up already. Like seriously, he's too good to be in NXT. I think he deserves that shine, if you will, in the main roster. So I would say it's about time you called him up.
Is he like Pecorine and he's too good right now?
No, I wouldn't say he's Pecorine. But I will say that Obafemi could go in any wrestling promotion and be a huge star, even a huge drawing champion. That's how good he is.
Okay.
Bill, you have any thoughts on Deadline and Tony D'Angelo's return and possibly targeting Obafemi?
I wanted Cesar to go first.
Oh, well, my thoughts on Deadline. It's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna go through all the match. So, Yeah, Kendall Gray was a shock winning the women's Iron Survivor match. Who did I pick for that one? Oh, I forgot who I picked. Whatever, they lost. Yeah, that was quite a shock, Kendall Gray one.
Yep.
She is the Evolve Women's Champion, of course. So maybe she'll have to relinquish that championship if she ends up beating JC Jane. Other than that, she may or may not. I don't know. We'll see what
Speaking
Shawn
of
Michaels likes to do. Anyways,
speaking
that
of
was done.
deadline, can we discuss the Ethan Page versus Mr. Iguana matchup?
Yes,
I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll discuss that right now. Actually, the
Ethan
Mystery
Page's
Iguana
face.
match and Ethan Page. That was pretty awesome. I mean, could have been better. Than awesome. I did jokingly pick Mystery Iguana in this match. That's who I picked in that one. But I knew Ethan Page was going to retain. So,
Yeah,
it would have been
I
funny to see Mystery Iguana as champion, but we're never going to get that.
Mr. Iguana is
that was funny though.
Mr. Iguana is technically NXT's Orange Cassidy. However, I
Yeah,
will say this: Mr. Iguana is an exceptional luchador.
yeah.
And I'm expecting great things from him. He's a fantastic worker, as obviously seen. So, I want to see a lot from Mr. Iguana. I think he's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the matchup was excellent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was.
I loved Mr. Iguana and NXT so far. I feel like the partnership with AAA Wrestling has excelled with NXT a lot more than they expected to. And obviously, they're continuing the TNA partnership and they moved channels. I think they're moving to AMC from the CW next year. So they're continuing the partnership with TNA. I think AAA is another great option to keep.
I thought
Obviously, not the biggest Ethan Page fan. I hate the title belt is stupid Canadian flag. I really despise that about Ethan Page, but he's gonna lose eventually. It's gonna be to somebody. I don't think it's gonna be a AAA wrestler. I think it's gonna be to an NXT superstar. And hopefully get caught up. I feel like he deserves to be caught up at this point. I don't think he can do much in NXT more than maybe get back to championship, but Obafemi might hold that unless Tony D'Angelo steps in his way, which I think is possible. I think his single one could work for him. I don't think the family was beneficial for Tony D'Angelo. I think he's better off by himself. So we'll
Well, it
see.
wasn't anymore.
is it my turn now?
Yes, sorry, no, you're
I think go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I was surprised that Kendall Gray won. I thought it was going to be Loa Vice or Kalani Jordan winning.
Oh yeah, that's what I picked a little advice in that. So
yeah,
I
I expected Javante Evans to win, and as well as Ethan Page and Omos Femi. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. As one of the biggest fans of Tatum Paxley, I was pissed the fuck off of how she lost. We should be seeing more or less an aggressive side of Tatum Paxley. A Tatum Paxley that emotionally snapped. Like, as much as I do like Shawn Spears, she should have been beating the hell out of him. And,
True.
Well, I was beating the hell out of Izzy Dame. That should have happened.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
it was
I watched.
Go ahead.
So I watched Pax's promo on NXT and I was like, Izzy Dame is so fucked because of how angry and Paxi was, how calm she was. I was like, yeah, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, the wrong person won.
Mm-hmm.
The wrong person.
Calling controlling NXT.
Well, as a fan of Well, I got so pissed. Well, this is coming from a guy who's been watching NXT since 2014
Mm.
when it was on the WWE network. Like, I've been disappointed before. I could say that because I'm a Johnny Gargano fan, and 2018 was the best
Yeah.
year in bane of my existence.
Definitely. I do have a question about Javon Evans winning the men's Iron Survivor match and Tony D'Angelo coming back. Do we all think that there will be a triple threat match, or do we think Javon Evans is going to lose to Femi and that Femi is going to fight Tony D'Angelo in the future and have him lose to Tony D'Angelo?
I do not think that Obafemi's going to lose, man. I don't think so.
Cesar?
Let's see. I think it will be a triple threat match, but I don't think it's going to be at New Year's Revolution, whatever it's called.
New Year's Evil.
New Year's Evil. Yeah. This one's like, it's probably they're probably gonna do one-on-one Javon Evans versus Obafemi for the NXT Championship, as scheduled or whatever, as predetermined or whatever. And then Tony D'Angelo is gonna like interfere, cause a disqualification or a no contest. And then Ava's gonna just be like, hey, what are you doing? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? And then he'll probably say, oh, yeah, you should have made it a triple threat match, blah, 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 blah. And get his way. Eventually, probably the next PLE for NXT after that one, and make it a triple threat match there. Yeah.
I do think...
I will say this. I do believe the triple threat match is going to happen, but it's not going to happen in Vengeance Day or New Year's Evil. My prediction, Stand and Deliver.
Oh, WrestleMania weekend? I was thinking more Great American Bash.
Well, that's the next PLE.
Is it?
PLE is after New Year's Evil is Vengeance Day.
Great American Bash was like July.
That's far out.
Stand and Deliver is like before WrestleMania. So
I go okay, so that's fair. It's interesting because obviously the men's and women's Survivor winners get automatic championship matches, in the future. So it's like Tony D'Angelo's head in the middle of this. It's more like, will Ava change the rules to become a triple threat at the next pay-per-view, or let the rules play out like normal and have Tony D come in like Stand Delivered or later to fight Obafemi? I don't think it's gonna be a triple threat match. I don't see Javon Evans having a chance to win the championship. He's had the opportunity, twice? And he's going to probably lose again against Obafemi. So I don't see a triple threat match happening. I see maybe...
They always say third time's the charm.
I mean, it's possible. But Obafemi's too powerful. I mean, Ricky Stange was lucky he beat him to get the championship the first time. And
once, yeah.
Obafemi is going to lose to Javon Evans for all people. I think Tony D is a better opportunity to give him a singles run. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So before we go on to the next topic, we're going to take a small commercial break for our friends over at Duke Cannon Supply Company. Christmas is right around the corner, guys. We got to get our stocking stuffers, got to get our soaps and our deodorant, and use our friends at Duke Cannon Supply Company. You can get 25% off your soap with the holiday bundle and a free break, spending over $60. They have the holiday scents, lump of coal, peppermint. We all hope you guys do use them. I plan to try to use them eventually because I want to see how they work.
I can definitely tell you that I do use Duke Cannon Supply Company. I use their big ass bricks of soap every time I'm done in the gym. I clean up after a long grind in the gym. Even before work, I'm using Duke Cannon, whether it be soap, whether it be shampoo, deodorant, the bloody knuckles hand balm. you know, Duke Cannon Supply Company is your hookup. In the words of Scott Steiner, holla if you hear me. Duke Cannon Supply Company.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
using Duke Cannon as well. And since it's Christmas time, you could be getting their bundle packs. Because I've been seeing them around the store or lately.
definitely agree. If you use Duke Cannon
My
Supply
store sells
Company,
it, so I help sell it. There you go.
Yep.
and if you guys do use Duke Cannon Supply Company, use our link in our bio to support us and our friends over at Duke Cannon Supply Company. And back to the topic at hand, which is who in the hell attacked CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games to cost Team CM Punk the match over the Vision? There are speculations, there are rumors. I want all top three who we think attacked CM Punk. Cobra, then Billy, and then Cesar, and then myself. So, Cobra, who do you think, or who do you think the three guys attacked CM Punk might be?
Well, my lead is Austin Theory. Austin Theory is my lead. Number 2 is a long shot. That would be Andrade. And number one is unlikely, but possibly Becky Lynch.
Interesting top three. Billy, what are your three of the mystery attacker who attacked CM Punk at War Games?
Okay, I will say this. Andrade did appear at AEW.
Okay.
So he's out of the running.
I just needed a filler. Filler, Ernest Miller.
My theory is it's basically obviously the lead.
Billy? We lost Billy. We lost Billy! We lost Billy! Oh no!
So we're gonna move on to Cesar and his three so we get Billy back up and running here. So Cesar, what are your three of the mystery opponent of mystery attackers?
Yes, I do say it. I do believe it was either Austin Theory, who I would have believed he would be like another John Cena like character or something in his career. Besides Carmelo Hayes, who I brought up earlier. Another one. People are saying Sami Zayn because he could have turned heel. And he, did that with the mask on and everything. I kind of believe it. I'm not 100% sure because I did see the close up of the eyes with the mask on, so I couldn't tell if it was his eyes or anybody. Really. And plus, there was like some kind of I think it was black ink on the man's or the woman's face. And if it was a woman, possibly Becky Lynch, because it wouldn't have been Seth Rollins. Like some people are like really saying, besides Sami Zayn and Austin Theory, Wade said he just had shoulder surgery. Seth Rollins had shoulder surgery, so it couldn't have been him. So even though he did the Kirk stop on there, the McMahon did. So yeah.
Definitely
A lot of speculation and conjecture on that. So,
definitely interesting list from both of you guys. I have a obscure list of who I think is the mystery attacker of CM Punk, and hear me out with this one. My number 3, I think Dean Ambrose could be possibly.
Wait, you're saying John Moxley?
Yes.
What?
Dean Ambrose, John Moxley?
He might be coming back. His one of his finishers is a stomp, like Seth Rollins. I know we fought Scarlett Castagnoli in AEW. But
Okay,
right.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Billy.
Yeah, my internet lagged out on me.
No, you're good. Go on with your three of who you think the attacker of CM Punk is before I go on with my list.
I'd say Austin Theory. Second one is, I will say this, Ricky Saints.
Ooh, Ricky Saints.
Yeah. And third one is just a joke and a throwaway, but Vince Russo.
That would be on. That would really be on brand for Vince Russo. I mean, speaking of, which we'll get to Vince Russo in a quick minute. Kind of a little bit of a spoiler there. Go ahead, Alex.
Well, yeah, the reason I have John Moxley as my number 3, he hasn't been used well in AEW at the moment. He's been losing matches to people he should be losing to. He lost the championship to Adam Page. I do not think he's going to be in AEW much longer. And the speculations of his finisher move being the stomp is also way too serious. I thought it was Seth Rollins originally, but I think Dean Ambrose is up there. The number 2, I think, is going to be Austin Theory. There was rumors that he was going to join the division before Money in the Bank, before Survivor Series. Then Seth Rollins got injured. So they kind of scrapped that plan and had to change it. And I think the Austin Theory is speculation. He moved quick in and out of that ring faster than we can question who it was. But my number 1, I think Seth Rollins' injury is a work. I think it was like before when he beat CM Punk for the championship, we cashed in Money in the Bank. I think it's Seth Rollins. I don't care. I think they're going to try to kick him out of the division, and him attacking CM Punk, his hatred for CM Punk, and continuing to cost him wins and championships is so much hyped up and so much accurate to Seth Rollins. And I think he's not actually injured. I think he was winning off TV temporarily to just give the division a kind of a angle work of, hey, yeah, we won't have Seth Rollins. We'll have Brock Lesnar in the match with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul because Seth Rollins isn't injured. We want to make you think he's injured.
Then again, Survivor Series was freaking garbage this year.
2 pack of freaking ass.
Yeah, the women's match was way better. I don't know why that started the show.
The women's match was like the match of the night.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it was like it could have been better with the other matches.
A rare L for the Survivor Series War Games. A rare L.
I simply say shelf it up for a little bit.
I agree. War Games does need to be shelved. Agreed. Like,
you need to go back to NXT. It's an NXT pay-per-view. It shouldn't be attached to Survivor Series. Survivor Series 100%. Is a brand-on-brand pay-per-view.
Well, originally in 2002, it was supposed to be War Games, but however,
it turned into Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, as a compromise.
Which I think it's better. I love Elimination Chamber. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views to watch outside of, Extreme Rules, which they took away from
the Rumble. And the Rumble.
And the Rumble. I think the Rumble was great too. Cobra, what do you have about Vince Russo you want to mention before we get to
our final? Speaking of Vince Russo, recently Vince Russo had been appearing on Juggalo Championship Wrestling. If you don't know what Juggalo Championship Wrestling is, that means that you are not a fan of the Insane Clown Posse. But Juggalo Championship Wrestling has been making its rounds on YouTube. Famous YouTuber Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret has been contracted by Juggalo Championship Wrestling, so he made a mention on that on his channel. I figured I'd bring that up here. But they've been going strong. They kind of have a more underground indie type flair. I'm surprised they've been running this long. Does anyone have an opinion on Juggalo Championship Wrestling and their launch on YouTube syndication?
No. Not me. No.
You want to go first, Billy?
No, I don't have an opinion.
I think it's a great move. I feel like these indie companies like that, like GCW, Juggalo Wrestling, things that we don't watch on mainstream television. I think it's good they're on YouTube. I feel like we need to get it out there more. Like the AAA Wrestling, they had it. The pay per view was free for you to watch on YouTube if you weren't in, Mexico or wherever it was on TV. That you can watch it on YouTube. I think it's great. I think it's a push, and I think more companies need to do that because I want to watch more like NWA, GCW, some of these indie wrestling companies, but I can't because I can't go to the shows. I can't travel to them, and it's hard to find them on YouTube. So I feel like this is a good opportunity to push. And YouTube TV is trying to make a brand for themselves and get a TV montage. And this is a good way to get that pumping and going.
Yeah, 100%.
Cesar, do you have any thoughts on that or no?
I would me watching some of the indie wrestling that I know. Yeah, it's good for this struggling championship wrestling company to be on YouTube. I'll have to watch to say more, but that's all I have.
And I think there is one more subject we need to cover before we get ready to wrap this up.
Yes.
Well, a couple more actually, because there's one I wanted to talk about, and that would be a legend, if that makes sense. One Bret Hart. I mean, we all know about Bret Hart's huge beef with Bill Goldberg, but there was an accusation that Bret Hart had made on famous women respecter Vince McMahon and an alleged sexual encounter with one heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels. So that was something that was brought up. I mean, I don't know if this is, bitterness from Bret Hart, venting out some vile venom, or if it's something else entirely from Bret Hart, or something else. I mean, what's your opinion on what Bret Hart had to say about this interesting development that came out in a podcast interview?
It's definitely very interesting because it feels like since this lawsuit came up with famous women respect to Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar, that more and more wrestlers, both female and male, are coming out like, yeah, I had sexual misconduct. And I know Bret Hart doesn't have a good relationship with Vince McMahon over a lot of things, especially the the Canadian screw job or whatever it was.
Montreal screw job.
Montreal screw job, and the death of his brother Owen Hart at Over the Edge.
Owen Hart.
So he doesn't like Vince at all. He doesn't like WWE. He doesn't like this at all. So maybe it is just a vengeance that, it's the lawsuit going. I can add to it to make sure Vince McMahon never, ever, ever touches a WWE office chair ever again, because he should be imprisoned or
which Alex, I'll add. Yeah, Vince McMahon should not be anywhere near a wrestling promotion ever again. I am 100% with you. Not just because of his sexual misconduct and his rape allegations, but also because his time has passed, and he needed to step down. In 2015, not just 2020, 2022. So that was my humble opinion.
And just watch Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring explains everything we need to know about Vince and that company. Watch that. Watch Dark Side of the Ring, and you'll know everything we need to know.
Yeah.
I think I watched that one. Yeah, I watched all of them or something. Yeah.
100%.
Bret Hart. It seems like Bret Hart says a lot of things nowadays from what I've heard or seen. Involving Vince or not involving Vince. So it's like, I don't know what to believe with him. I do like him as a wrestler. Maybe not. Maybe as a person, I'm not sure. That's up in the air.
I will say this.
famous woman, respecter Vince McMahon does suck. But he's a legend, of course. So he's the one that created all this, and we wouldn't be wrestling fans without him. So, or we could, but
Well,
it would be more or less like
the
territories.
whole Brock Lesnar thing. It's just like, well, didn't know if we turned in my opinion. But that's another thing to say.
go ahead, Billy.
I think it's more out of venom and bitterness. Yes, the lawsuit is still ongoing. It wouldn't surprise me if the lawsuit gets thrown out.
Wouldn't, all things considered, or even settled out of court.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think that could also happen, but we'll see. It's still ongoing, obviously. Brock Lesnar's still in the company, and he probably will forever be because they seem to always bring back famous women respecters and don't give a crap about anybody in the women's division in that company that don't like Brock Lesnar because of what he did.
Well, of course,
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's also Brock Lesnar.
Definitely. The final topic before we wrap up, I wanted to discuss was Nick Aldis on SmackDown the night before deadline and Ricky Steins losing the title. He announced that WWE champion Cody Rhodes will face the NXT champion on Saturday Night's Main Event. Is this a right decision by Nick Aldis, or do you think Cody Rhodes should be fighting a SmackDown superstar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? I'm going to start with Cobra, then Billy, Cesar, and then myself as well.
I think this is a great move, realistically, because NXT to a lot of the higher ups at TKO are seen as a lower developmental brand. But in my opinion, if bringing NXT champions in to face the main roster, especially Cody Rhodes as the main champion, is a great move. I mean, look what happened when Kevin Owens was called up. Look what happened when Sami Zayn was called up. There's only one way you can go, to doing this, and that is down. Realistically, you can't lose with this. This is a good move by Nick Aldis to combine the two brands, main champions, and doing a match on Saturday Night's Main Event, a non-title match, but a good match idea nonetheless.
For sure. Billy, what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are simple. I believe more or less it felt like this might be a little bit like SmackDown and the ECW relationship in 2006, but I do think this is a great idea.
Are you talking about WWE ECW or ECW One Night Stand?
WWE ECW.
No, I can't agree with that.
Okay.
I just can't agree with that, considering that WWE ECW was a huge mistake because it was Vince McMahon, and
I know it was a huge mistake because of Vince McMahon, but the original idea was more or less to have the younger guys down there, or to be a part of that brand.
Yes.
But it fell flat on his ass because everybody thought it would be a revival of ECW.
It should have been what Paul Heyman wanted it, which was a developmental brand. Paul Heyman wanted ECW as a developmental brand, not as a main brand.
Yeah.
And because of Vince, it didn't do anything. And now we have NXT to do that, which is also
a developmental brand.
True.
Yeah, and Shawn, I will say this, Shawn is doing a good job helming the ship down there in NXT.
Yeah. Ava's also doing a fantastic job. I love Ava as the NXT manager. She's done great things.
Yes, she is. She's been doing a better job than.
I will say this: Ava is more or less a better authority figure than wrestler, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because Ava's not
she is
mentally crazy because she's not been kicked in the head 100 million times.
Well, then again, her dad is The Rock.
Yes.
So she has a good authority figure to teach her how to run a company.
Yeah, basically, this is when nepotism is done right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Finally,
Definitely.
I'll mention this after Alex is done with his field, but go ahead, Cesar.
Yeah, it's a great idea by Nick Aldis. Sure, he was told by Trips to do it. Or he came up with it by himself and told Trips, Triple H, and said, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, and it would be great to see either Obafemi or Ricky Saints, to go out one-on-one Cody Rhodes at Sunday's main event." So it's not really all about John Cena, which it probably will be, but it's not going to be all about him. It's going to be Cody Rhodes and now Obafemi, who won just last night. I would have liked it if it was Ricky Saints though, because Cody Rhodes and him have history, and Obafemi, of course, doesn't have any history of Cody Rhodes, but now he will. But I am a huge fan of both Obafemi and Ricky Saints. So Obafemi
I will
will
argue that
win. Will probably get the win against Cody Rhodes, shockingly, and then go from there.
I will argue that sometimes first-time opponents can have amazing chemistry. All you have to say is HBK versus Mankind. Look up that match. Yeah. They never had chemistry with each other, and they only had, I think, one match. And it turned out to be one of the greatest matches of HBK's career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea for Nick Aldis to announce this. I would have also preferred it to be Ricky Saints. I think Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes would have been a much better match than Obafemi. I think Femi is too much for Cody Rhodes, but who knows? Cody Rhodes has beaten bigger opponents before in his time in WWE, so I highly doubt he's going to not give Obafemi a fight on Sunday's main event. I do think,
or it could be a glorified squash match by Obafemi. Kind of similar to how Brody Lee literally decimated Cody Rhodes.
Well, yeah, Brody Lee was misused because of the Dark Order was being misused.
It wasn't that he was misused. I disagree with that.
Yeah, I also disagree with that as well. It was just more or less like bad, like health stuff.
Yeah, Brody's health kept failing until it eventually did fail.
Well, like, they made Brody Lee TNT champion, and then they didn't use any of the other Dark Order members to do anything, and now Dark Order is like non-existent on AEW TV because they're just a waste of space.
But the original plan was to turn the Dark Order were literally minions of Brody Lee. Brody Lee. It wasn't. We're right that Tony Khan, books bad. Okay, we do know that.
And also a druggie at this point because he's sniffing that booger sugar.
That's typical billionaire bullshit. Billionaires are always attracted to the nose candy. I mean, or ketamine or whatever the main drug is now. I mean, hey, we might see the introduction of a GTA 3 drug from billionaires. We might see Spank introduced.
Okay, let's not get too off the rails now. Stay on brand. Billy, you want to mention something else before we get wrapped up here?
Yes. The AEW Women's Tag Team Championship Finals are set between Will Nightingale and Generic Woman number 3 facing off against Toni Storm and Mina.
Generic Woman number 3. She has a legacy to uphold.
What a match. 5-star match already. 5-star.
6-star.
Go Dave Meltzer!
Dave Meltzer, 7 stars.
Leave it to Tony Khan to just not name the opponent or the partner for one night ago. It's just a random woman on the main roster. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't remember her name at all.
Yeah, your name's not Tony Storm or a former dentist.
Or famous dentist enthusiast Britt Baker.
Yeah, who was a legit
Why
dentist.
like I'm looking it up. I'm trying to see you. Who is it?
Is she even out of the company?
Britt Baker?
Yeah.
She's been on the roster. Yeah, she came back.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she fought
came
in
back.
the She fought. I think she fought for the championship recently.
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Recently?
Who's Paige Wrath? Who is that? It is. Who is that? I wish I had names. Who is Paige? Oh, Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
Who?
Harley Cameron. She is a She's a newer co-op to AEW. She debuted last year, I think.
Okay, that's probably why I don't know.
She's like a comedian wrestler. I think she wanted to be that.
I don't fucking know.
Apparently, she was trained by Shawn Spears and Tyler Breeze, so that means anything.
Tyler Breeze is still involved in wrestling? Holy shit.
She debuted in 2022 on AEW's Dark, losing to Royal Nightingale. And then she turned heel in 2023 to join QTV, QT Marshall's faction. And then signed in April. And now she debuted on May of 2024 against Tony Storm and Mariah May on Dynamite.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the road, you guys. I'll see you later.
See ya, Billy.
See you, Billy.
All right, see ya.
Definitely think
So I would like to plug our other podcasts. We have the Lap Down our Racing podcast that they are excited to come back in January to get back on the racetrack. I know we're excited for them to come back to talk all racing. Pass the Pigskin, our college football podcast with Tyler and our friend Billy over at New City. They have
hold up. You know, we kind of have to mention that Tyler unfortunately is away for a while, so it's pretty much just a Billy show.
Billy show and whoever will be joining him. Now it's to college football playoffs, so they'll be breaking down the bracket and everything about that as we closely approach the playoff start. Dirt and Turf, our baseball podcast. We're definitely excited to get back on the field when spring training starts, and we're definitely excited to get back in the baseball swing of things. Basically, the Penalties, our hockey podcast. It's in full swing in season number 2. Definitely excited to continue to talk Ovechkin and everything else hockey, as it's been a great season with the standings so far, so stay tuned. Hard Count, our football podcast, will be going over week 15, or going over week 14 on Wednesday, and then going over week 15 on Saturday. They're definitely excited for that. And with that being said, that is the final bell. We will have to step out of the ring and ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Good night, everyone.